Oh, hi there. For some reason, I want to roll this dice. It's called a doubling cube. It's used in backgammon. It's for betting. I don't use it because I don't bet. Because I'm a participator, not a competitor. But it is a really cool dice. All right, 4. So I want to explain how this works. When you're playing a game with someone else, this is just for points. Like if you were, say you did want to try to compete. You're going to be in a backgammon competition, right? You think that it's fun though. That's the point. You think that it's fun. You want to play. The way to keep score is every game is worth 1 point to start with. During the game play, at any point in time, there are 2 players in backgammon. One or the other player can say to the other one, right? We start at 1, and then we pick up the dice and we go, now this game is worth 2 points. Whoever does that, the other player has an opportunity to either say, yes, I accept that, and you continue play, and now the game is worth 2 points. It's doubled, right, from 1 to 2. And then the game continues on, and then again, one or the other player seemingly has said, all right, now this game, I'm feeling pretty confident here. I'm going to say this game's worth 4 points. Now, I don't know if you flipped this, if you said this, or another person, but it seems to be, like, because the agreement could have already happened. You know, where now, again, this game is worth 4 points. Now, mind you, this particular cube goes up to 64. Maybe some of you are 60, or 6 years ago. But right now, we're at the number 4. Okay, something about that. Let's see what the cards are in relation. Oh, hey now. So, okay, so if someone else, if you're playing with another person, and you see how we said playing with, not against, playing with another person. If they were the ones that said, hey, now this game is worth 4, do you accept? I would say, yes, I would accept it. If you were the person, whatever the situation, and you were, now the game in and of itself is worth 4 points. I would actually say that it's a good time to double that and to say, hey, actually, I'd like this game to be worth 8 points. Now, maybe the other person you're playing with, they might agree. They might say, yeah, sure, that works for me. But they may also say, you know, depending on where we are in the game, in the bigger game of things, not just this little one, but in the bigger, everything else that's going on, they may say, you know, that's a little bit too much for me. And that's okay too. Am I recording? Hold on. Yes. Good. Just want to double check here, make sure. Oops. Sorry. I knew I was going to hit the button. Okay. So, I don't know where it cut off, so let's just go over that again. If for some reason you are the one, which I feel like you have expansion, pleasure, and steadiness. This is like I'm doing good at the game. I'm in a good position. So if you want to up the stakes, I guess, you can. I mean, we're going step by step here. We're following the rules of this doubling cube. I wish I had my notebook. We're following the rules of this doubling cube. And so, again, if someone, for instance, you offer this, they say no, that's okay. You just move on to the next player. You just move on to the next game. And actually, it's the same game, but with a different person. So no big deal. All right. All right. Let's see. It depends what I look at to what I see. I heard, oh, are they ever going to propose to me? Or like, am I ever going to get married? Some of you, again. This could also be where there's an expansion in your relationships in general, where there's more pleasure and there's more steadiness, which I love. I love that for you. Good. If for some reason you are married right now, because we went 4 is kind of like you've come to my home, you've met my family. We're just rolling with this situation. You've come to my home, you already met my friends, right? You met me, you met my friends, you met my family. Okay, we've decided to be serious, move in together 4, and now it's like married. So if you've already gone to that stage, actually, if you're dating, I guess that's the next basic step. Like, oh, we've been dating. This is Gemini energy. It's like we've been talking about it enough. Maybe someone's going to initiate a conversation that you don't even... I don't know if someone wasn't expecting it. I don't think it's unexpected. Again, it's just part of the game, right? We're just following, again, the rules of this doubling cube. That would just be the natural progression. But I guess because 8 doubles into 16, 8 doubles into 16, so, and that's to me kind of a tricky number. So if you don't know somebody very well, I would expand on communicating with them. Again, make sure they meet your friends, you meet their friends, you hang out during the day, you talk about different things, and not, I heard see how they, because this, to me, this pleasure card seems like someone has alcoholism in their family, or they might be lazy, but you don't know. So, interesting. Now I'm going back to this backgammon game again. Technically in that game, there's this rule of respect. And basically, one person, whoever's turn it is, they roll the dice. And the dice are on the table. It is still that person's turn. It's not like chess where you only get one chance and when you let go, that's it. It's just stuck there. You can't change your move. You can't change what you did. You can't take it back. In backgammon, you can take it back. But most people aren't going to move something and then move it back unless they're a very new player. Because then they're just sort of learning the basic, function of the game in and of itself. An experienced player, they've been around the block. Again, they're already in this competition, so you're not going to join a competition when you're a newbie. So again, people are experienced here. So in that, but when the dice are on the table, it is that person's turn until they pick up the dice, which is they pick up the dice from what they decided. I see they pick up the dice, and that's removed from the board. There's no space, and that's an indication that the other person can go. But it could kind of be where it's like, well, are you going to make your move? Are you going to make your move? 7 of discs, 6 of cups. It's like, I like this game. I like playing with you, but are you going to make your move? Are you going to go? I mean, maybe observing the way that the other person plays may show you a little bit of who they are. Maybe they're a little bit more cautious in their choices before they actually choose. It could be out of insecurity, although I see really smart people here, really sweet people here. This isn't aggressive. There's no fire in here. So but it's kind of like, all right, I heard, all right, dude. all right, dude. You gonna go? Let's see. All right. Let's see. Four of Swords. Yeah, it's like, are you going to go? Holy crap, this is taking so long. Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's like, just make up your mind. Just make up your mind. Maybe it's that doubling cube where it's like, well, do you want to accept this? Will you accept this? And I'm seeing someone hand somebody a ring. It's like, will you accept this? And they're like, okay, two things here. You know when you ask someone a question and the answer isn't no right away, and you're like, or the answer doesn't come right away. Like, I heard, let's make the basic example, like, hey, would you marry me? And say someone didn't say anything, then it's not yes. To a person, they may feel like, oh, well, they're not saying yes. They don't love me. They don't want to marry me, which could be true, right? If that isn't the conversation, if that isn't the really solid within another person, they may have to say, like, let me think about it. But I feel like in that sense, someone's actually doing it. It feels less, again, insecure than it does feeling as if someone's being smart about it, right? Because they're not paying attention to just this one game. There are all these other situations happening. They're paying attention to the big game or the long game. So if someone was to not answer, if this is you and you ask someone and they don't answer very quickly, I wouldn't judge them for that. That doesn't mean that they don't care. They may just be a more calculated person. It doesn't have to do with you. It has to do with them and their big game. Now, that may need to be a conversation, like, you know, because say someone did come back. Let's go back to a marriage thing. Let's say someone did come back and they're like, you know, yes. Although most people in this situation, again, it's like there may be a short pause, but not too long of a pause. That's where it gets a little tricky, right? Because again, then there's insecurity, or maybe there's just something to talk about. But I do feel like whoever's offering this also has offered this and someone hasn't taken it. And maybe it's been more competitive where they felt like, okay, well, now I lose. I'm losing. I lost. But in marriage, going back to that situation, marriage isn't a game. There's no winning and losing. You're playing with each other, not against one another. That's the only time that it's a finite game. It's like an against you game. There's these you're on two separate teams when there's a winner and a loser. When you're playing an infinite game with someone, something that's just fun, something that's just, we're just, again, participating, like we said, not competing, then there is no winner and loser. So maybe also pay attention if someone is a sore loser, they might be. Like someone who never competes could either be a sore loser or very insecure about something. So when someone actually competes, maybe someone's interested in like sports. I heard, don't judge them for that. Maybe they just like playing on a team. You know, I heard they're not, you know whether they're a meathead or not. Interesting. So again, if you go to offer something and someone's just like, because let's get out of the marriage, because that's kind of that's a little bit different of a situation. Although it's more long term, right? That's more long term and committed marriage. When we're talking about just this game, like, hey, again, say you flip it and you're like, all right, this is an 8. All right, now this game is 16. Do you accept? If they take a minute to think about it, no big deal. Even if they say no, though, even if they're like, no, I'm good, what happens is you actually receive these points, not them. So in a way, a person wins even if their offer isn't accepted. Even if what they offer is not accepted, that person is still, they still win. Do they win the big game? Maybe not. Do they win the whole competition out of everybody that's participating? Like they're number one and I see a big gold medal, silver medal? Maybe not. But that's not the point. This game is about, again, it's a game that someone enjoys. And that's why they're there. It's not about winning. So if you work for yourself, that could also be something. If you work for yourself right now, it may be a little bit slow. You may say to yourself, am I supposed to quit? Am I supposed to not do this anymore? You know, should I just leave this competition before you even finish? You know, because you obviously can continue. I think that's a little bit of self-sabotaging energy. You want to go back and ask yourself why you're really doing it. And if something used to be pleasing and it just isn't anymore, now I'm going back to that you've been married a long time, you've been playing this game a long time kind of thing. If it's not pleasing anymore, well, maybe you want to check in with something like appreciating the little things while you have it. Right, because I heard a sore sport, is that what you call it? Poor sport. They forget that it's just a game. You know, they forget that they may have just had so much fun with something. But no, we don't win every game. We all have to take turns. And so maybe some kind of like, maybe there's some, I don't know if that, maybe this Queen of Swords is this reading, especially with this mercurial energy and the Six of Cups. That's kind of like someone helping a person maybe find more confidence, or maybe it's really sitting down and talking about, like, you know, what's fun to you? Right? Maybe, again, a person really likes backgammon. They really like board games. They like that kind of competition. They like those kinds of situations. And maybe somebody else doesn't. It's okay. Right? Her birds of a feather flock together. It's fine. We actually just did a reading. This has Ceres in it. It was in Capricorn. Now it's in Taurus. That'll be 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. Somebody could die then. This could be your parents. This could also be whatever Taurus house is happening. Someone also could finally decide to take their knowledge and expand on it, because they're trying to figure out too, and I'm seeing this more now in career, it's like expand on their knowledge in some kind of way and be like, again, what feels good to me? Like, what do I love to do? What do I just love to do? Let's turn 16 into 28. Oh no, 16 goes to 32. Would you like to accept? Do you want to play? 32. Okay. Great, we'll keep going. And I'm actually seeing where some of you, this isn't for all of you, but like some of you may decide, you know, maybe you want to be, I'm seeing someone as a death doula. Yeah, Pluto in the 8th house. It's like a death doula. Or someone's working, they're really good. Someone could be, because again, someone here, it feels like they're not a competitor. They're not egotistical in that way. So it could be where someone's okay if the game ends. because they know that the game continues anyway. So that's where I'm kind of seeing this death doula energy, or maybe some of you work with hospice. Maybe that's what we were talking about too. Something about that. I guess this is also suggesting as a closing note, like before you die, I heard before you die, what would you like to do? Maybe you make a bucket list. Maybe some of you are like, man, I've always wanted to learn how to play backgammon, but I've never learned it. And you might pick it up quick and start joining competitions. I don't know. I mean, this is just an example. So, and also make peace with the slowness. If the game is a little slow sometimes, or I'm seeing like a game getting rained out, or like rescheduled, it's okay. It's okay. Take that downtime that you have to steady yourself, because there's more things. Again, there's the bigger game going on, many different games going on beyond this one that we're talking about, that you're playing with this other particular person or people. And I like that it doesn't feel overly serious, like we're not stressing about it. And it's interesting that we brought up the backgammon, because I feel like some of you don't know how to play that. It's like, again, it might be something new. But again, I feel like a person just picks something up so fast and like, wow, I love this. This feels so good to my soul. It's like, this is what I've been waiting for. Wow. And as they get closer and closer, it's so, because when someone's excited, they just learn something. They're like, all right, next roll. Oh, I love to roll. But everyone, again, kind of functions in the game a little differently. It's fine. All right, we're repeating. I love you so much. I hope this was helpful. Peace out.